Hello everyone and welcome to my next video for the city of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, and oh my goodness, it has been quite some time since I've recorded a video for this. I've been falling behind a little bit with content, especially because I've mostly been focusing on playing Persona 5 Royal recently. I have lost a little bit of interest in this game, but not enough to the point that I am going to quit. To be honest, I was contemplating, do I actually record stuff like for the events that are going on at the moment, or do I just start recording again when events are going to come out that are a little bit more current? And yep, I am recording this the night before Beatrix releases, and I'm definitely going to be getting something up for Beatrix because she's honestly far too much of a favourite for me not to get something up there for them. But to be honest, even if people aren't going to watch them very much, for the sake of completionism and the sake of like actually having recorded something for every chaos event that has been going out so far, I am going back through my backlog and I'm going to record a video for this one as well. So this is Abyss Normalis, level 180 Chaos quest. It is the third stratum and it's the most difficult Abyss quest that we have at the moment. It's the official Abyss that have been released. Thankfully there haven't been any more bullshit restrictions like the FF7 one. This time the only restriction we have is that we can't bring light sword users, which is a little bit bullshit unfortunately, because it means that we can't bring Yuri for this one, who would actually have been, I'm not going to say perfect, but he would have been really good, because the enemies we have on these waves, the skeletons on the first wave are resistant to everything that's not magic, and then we have Realms boss is one of the two bosses that we're going to be facing in the last wave. So having a boss that would be having someone that can imperil and deal their own damage, like Golbez for example, and like Eiko is going to be quite valuable here. Having Lulu is just a bit of a cheat code, to be honest, to skip all the bullshit, which is exactly why I'm bringing her. I do plan on using Lulu because goddammit, I pulled for her and I built her up, so I might as well use her. I was debating, do I go Ifrit or do I go Brothers, but I'm actually going to go Brothers because the amount of damage we'll be dealing on the first wave in particular, and just the amount of damage that having Imperil really makes the traps deal a lot of damage. And we have got attack focused artifacts here, 108 CS50s all across the board, same thing again with Lulu, 108 CS50s, so yeah. And Penelo, yeah, I've got perfect artifacts on all these characters. I found a lot, man. Like during the double token event, I've not done any artifact farming recently. I've just been kind of coasting along and what I managed to farm up for myself. My Beatrix is all ready as well. The only thing I need to do is get the summon boards done for her, which I'm going to do when she gets her rework, which, I might as well just wait until it's out. So as of this video, I'm going to be recording 2. I'm going to be doing this Abyss, and then I'm going to be doing Vane's Lost Chapter as well. So there's not too much to watch out for here in my opinion. The last wave is probably the most dangerous one, and it's probably going to be what I'm going to be saving my summon for. But we've got Lulu here to bypass the damage type resistances. We've got Penelo, who's an absolute goddess, and we've got Emperor, who is incredibly lulzy when you pair him with Imperil characters in terms of the amount of damage that he deals, as we're about to find out. So without further ado, let's jump into it and see how well we do. Okay, so my first turn I'm absolutely going to put up a skill one on this guy over here. And I am going to use Stinger Mog as well, because this is what gives it the Fire Imperil, and of course because Lulu starts out with a Fire Enchant Aura, we definitely want to get the weaknesses to stack so that the trap does as much damage as possible, basically. Of course, this means that our next target is definitely going to be A. Start off with a regen waltz. Okay, so 28k, that's not too bad, honestly. And I am going to switch over into Haste Rumba straight away, because that gives the attack buff, and that's what we want to deal a lot of brave shaving damage. So let's get skill 1 up on this guy as well. And let's see, what does Fire Rumba do again? So it gives them Fire Enchant. Yeah, I'll use this. we're just going to have to ignore the amount of breaks that we're taking right now. So I think the next skill that we use will be like if we use a skill, then the EX will be ready on the next turn. So I'm just going to stick A with a debuff over here. And I am absolutely going to imperil both of them. Because why wouldn't I do that, honestly? Meanwhile, let's intercession. Now, what I'm actually going to do here is I am going to regen waltz. Because, actually, am I? Yeah, I don't want to get broken by B. So even no. Now I'm going to take the break. I'm going to hit B. I want to keep the haste rumba up because that's got the highest attack buff modifier. But actually regen would have been okay because that's got I think that's got like increased overflow. And okay, this is definitely not what I would have hoped for because our EX is not up. I'm going to assume that was due to the speed increase from Penelo, so I'm just going to have to blow a skill 2 here so we do a lot of damage. And we leak like crazy. I want to save most of those skill 2s for the final wave if I'm going to be perfectly honest. You notice the amount of brave regen we're getting because Lulu herself also has a brave regen effect, which is quite nice. So we're staying in the haste mode, ooh, do we need to do that? Because we have fire weakness and magic weakness, so that stacks. I honestly don't think we need to use CS65 yet. Oh, we're still only doing like 8,000. But I mean, that's good enough. Meanwhile, EX is finally ready. The only thing I don't like about Penelo is that unlike Rosa, she doesn't have any like overflow increase outside of a regen stance. So that's kind of unfortunate in some cases. But I mean, look at the amount of damage we're dealing here with these traps. You cannot argue with this. Absolute molestation, it's ridiculous. Let's swap over into regen waltz and see what happens. Yeah, that's just straight up abuse. That's insane. Let's see here. Okay, so A is about to come out of break. Do I want to do this? Not really. I think I'll be fine. Okay, so that EX would be incredibly overkill. So I'm just not going to use it. I'm saving that for the next wave, absolutely. So if we switch into haste rumba here, we should get EX. which I can use on B over here. Okay, that should do. Maybe not the greatest turn count in the world, but not too much of a problem. Okay, so that's good. So that means we get to use, yeah, we get to use Lulu's skill 1 before Emperor takes a turn, which is what we want. Absolutely. But we are probably going to have to use another one afterwards, because if memory serves, when these guys put up their shields, they dispel all non-framed debuffs. So that's definitely a shit sandwich. But let's give Emperor a respectable amount of battery. Yep, so there's the dispel. But thankfully, we managed to kind of use B as a source of damage. So it really kind of sucks. Actually, no, I'm not even going to use a Stinger Log here. Am I? Am I? No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop one of these. Now I can use one of these again. Okay, so if I use skill 2 here, that's a massive bravery leak, which I don't really want to be doing. So skill 1 it is. Fire enchant. Do I use fire enchant or do I use debuff attack up? Actually, if I take one turn, which is going to be, nah, screw it. Debuff attack up. Well, these guys with their veils are such a nuisance. Just stop. There, get imperiled and stop, except you didn't get imperiled, what the hell? Yeah, I'll focus damage on this one. Okay, now we get the veil torn away. It's extremely unfortunate. But for the sake of damage, being very reckless with these Stinger Logs, I do not recommend anyone else tries this. Oh, and the traps didn't apply because they had a Lulu on. Okay, so I've completely messed this up. Absolutely messed this up. But what can you do? Okay, there we go. So that is what we generally tend to refer to as unfortunate. So I'm just going to refresh everyone's regens because we definitely need to get that HP up. Okay. Not the greatest, but not the worst. Okay, so we definitely need to blow our only remaining Stinger Mog on this guy over here, and we want to try and... I'm not sure which one to focus damage on, honestly. I'm just not. Alright. So let's swap into Haste Rumba. Okay, there we go. And I guess I can use this because we're about to go into summon very soon. Excellent. Okay, so this thing is weak to fire, so maybe I don't need to blow that just yet. I'm not sure. Now what I'll do is I'll do this, and now I will jump into summon from here, and then I'll use Stinger Mog. Excellent. So that way we get a fairly respectable amount of damage out of it, and we can just pop the EX on this guy over here. Respectable amount of damage. Let's just spam those juicy skill 2s while we can with Emperor. Could work this to our advantage. I'm going to Haste Rumba here, and then hit A, and then break A, and then hopefully when Emperor gets his next turn, he's going to have his EX up, so that way the EX will detonate on B over here, and then we can get to reapply the EX on A. If that makes any sense. Should hopefully work pretty well. No, it didn't quite work as well as I hoped, but it's all good. Still does what we refer to in the business as a metric fuck ton of damage. It's just regen mods because it doesn't take up any turns and it will let the bombs blow up. And this may well be game, set, and match. If Lulu doesn't kill him, then the traps definitely will. But that's good enough for me. Okay, so that's good enough for me, to be honest. It's relatively close to a max score. This score over here I got by using Layle, and I could probably absolutely get a max score if I was to use Aranea, but I'm just choosing not to, for hopefully obvious reasons. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And until the next time, take care and goodbye.